Hey everybody, welcome back to Stamping School. Stampin' Up! Has a sweet sale going on right now. Sweet as in S-U-I-T-E, not S-W-E-E-T, although it is kind of sweet. But when you buy a whole suite of things, you get another suite at half off, or you can kind of mix and match. So if you just wanted a bundle from a suite, like this Impressions Abloom bundle, which I'm going to be using today, if you want just the bundle, then you can get another bundle from another suite or something at half off. Or it'll take the lowest item at half off. So let's say if you wanted just the bundle and you wanted the embossing folder, it would take half off of the embossing folder. So the best deal is really the suite for suite because these are quite pricey. Like this one, the Abloom suite is $88.50. It has the stamps, the dies, embellishments, 12 by 12 paper, and these foil label thingies and an embossing folder. So the suites are pricey, but it's got everything that coordinates in it. And then if you get another suite at half off, well, that's kind of nice. So that's till the end of June. This Impressions Abloom, the designer paper that's in that suite called Floral Impressions. There's this one. I actually like all the back sides too. There's like a little check here. And the dies do not cut out the flowers, which that was, or maybe do they? No. No, that would have been nice, but no. All right, so very, very pretty colors. That one could even go fall. And the back has really nice subtle patterns to mix and match. Pretty garden green, just nice pretty floral paper. So several of you have bought this bundle already, so I wanted to see what it would do. And it's got the stamps and the dies, of course, will cut out each other. Let me show you what those look like. Or honestly, this is one of those bundles you could do just the dies if you wanted to. So the dies are kind of interesting in that, well, there's a couple stems, which by the way, look at this one. Doesn't it look like a little alien? Look, I could just see, yeah, cute little alien eyes. But let me show you. These are stamped and then cut out with the dies. And then these are all just cut out with the dies. And they have this, can you see that texture in there? If you want to, you can add the texture to these. So what you want to do, if you want to cut them out together like this, so if you've bought this and you want to cut these out, you can run them separately, or what you can do, like this is the one that goes inside of it. So they're solid in case you want to just cut out the flower, or there's this little texture piece that goes in there. And if you decide to cut them together, you have to be really careful. You have to tape them together and make sure that nothing is touching. Here, wait, let me do it on the black here so you can see better. Kind of looks like a gear, but it's like this. So this is one of the flowers, and they all work like this. You want to get them so nothing is touching, tape them together, and then run that through on your paper and cut them out. Same with all of these. So there's this little one, and this little daisy looking flower, and this one. And the leaves also, there's one of the leaves that's solid, like this, and then there's one that's open, and these little guys go in there if you want. These little flower centers, so tiny. I hope I can keep them in my case, not lose it. They're so tiny. These are the little circles that cut those out. And then these two are flowers, little bitty flowers that cut 3 clusters at a time. And then the big part of the die set are these ovally shapes. So they're not really a true oval. They're more like a modern oval. So this one right here, this one, has little stitches on it, and it will cut out the frame and this piece right here, and then this one will cut out one that's just slightly smaller, and they do layer. For instance, you can see there's a teeny little layer. I wish it was a little bit more. I wanted this one to be a little bit smaller, or this one a little bit bigger, but there is a layer on it. But you can also layer these, which is what we're going to do today. So it's an interesting die set, and I'll show you what I did with these. So this is my first card right here. So I really liked the stems with these little guys on the top. Now here is Lost Lagoon with a layer of white, and then I'm going to use the plaid paper, the timeless plaid. And we're going to cut this down to 3 3/4 by 5. And you want to make sure you cut this part first and keep this for the inside. And then we can move this to the 5. And then that layers down. You could glue it, you can make it 4 inches by 5 1/4, but I really like that pop of white on the outside. Then the white repeats here, here, and here, which I like for symmetry. Now we want to stamp this first before we adhere anything, because we're stamping directly on the paper and we want to make sure we don't screw it up. I'm using Lost Lagoon. This is the thanks that comes in that set. I'm going to go right about here. So if I mess up, I can always turn it over. Now this So Very Much, I stamped at the very bottom of this white paper, which is a trick I love to do. It's easier than trying to stamp a little tiny skinny piece of paper. And I can just cut that off. Now, if we like the white splatter, that's using paint, which I don't like to use the ink because it looks a little too see-through. I really like the thick, opaque look of paint. So I like to use just white acrylic paint. Doesn't seem to matter the brand. I've had this one for ages. Got a little bit in my lid already. I don't even water it down much because I like it to show a little bit, and just gently tap, 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 just to get a few little white sprinkles around. Not too many. It's not snowing. You just want it to look like you did something back there. And then rinse off your brush. Now we're going to glue this in the center. It's important to glue this down first before you put that ring on, the darker ring, because this is a very, very delicate fit. I mean, it's just, you know, and they don't seem to be perfectly symmetrical. So if it's weird one way, turn it around and make sure, and then it will fit perfectly in there. And then get your silicone mat and use your white glue. You want something that's not too loose. You want just a teeny little bit. You can use a sponge dauber if you want to. I just do that and just kind of knock off any of the goopies. And then line that up. Ooh. Like I said, it's a very delicate fit. I mean, very close fit. It's very close. Like, I want it to be a little bit more, but it's almost like the paper stretches. When I take it out of here, if you don't pop it out, if you pull it out, the paper sort of loses its shape a little bit. Be very careful. Use the little holes here to poke out that ring so you don't stretch it too much. I'm always just yanking the paper out of there, and I noticed that it's just out of shape a little bit. There, that's perfect. These dies right here will cut 3 flowers. So I cut the stems. Here's that cute little stem, the little alien stem. And these little flowers here. And what I found is put a little bit of glue right here on the tip, just a teeny little bit, and then one of these eyes goes right on top like that. Just like that. Hold it there. And I've got dimensionals on the back. So figure out where you want to stick it. There. Now, same thing with this one. A little bit of glue here. Take your dimensional off and stick it right there. There. Hold it. Don't these look like mittens? Look. They look like little Mickey Mouse mittens. a teeny little drop of glue on the back. Again, I don't want to see the glue, so I'm using this. The clear fine tip glue pen will dry glossy, and if any oozes out, you're going to see it. So you want to use something that you can't see. The leaves. And a couple leaves here. You can hear the dog barking. That's my neighbor's dog barking, going crazy right now. Probably a deer or something out there. All right, and that's really it. There's a little sentiment that I put on right there. So the little skinny 1/4 inch, I just trimmed a little banner on each end, some linen thread, put this up with the dimensional, and then a couple rhinestones. And then on the inside, I took the opposite, the white with the pool party and that extra flower and that strip of designer paper that we saved right on the inside to pull the plaid to the inside. Now here's another option. This one is just a pocket card. It's just a single panel. It's a little bit bigger. It's 4.5 by 6.25, I think, which is an A6 size. So it's still a first class stamp, and it's under 1 ounce, so it'll mail easily. It just has a little pocket, and this is using that Floral Impressions paper. And I just cut 2 of them back to back, and this is with the Timid Tiger, and stamped it this cute little tag for each side and put it in a pocket to give to somebody. And if you want to, if you have a lot more to say, you can put a panel on the back and write your little note, or you could make it a full card, but I was watching the weight on it because of this. And even with the back panel, it's still under 1 ounce to mail. And then this one, oh, by the way, this is from You Are Remarkable. This stamp set, which I love these vertical greetings in there. This one was a simple card that I did at the Onstage convention. So we had some cloud cover paper and some of that new Secret Sea and cloud cover ink, just a very simple card using that same flower right here in the Impressions Abloom. There is a little skinny stem in there too, and you can curve it, you know, to make it any shape you want. Nice 2-step. Okay. Oh, and I want to show you what the new kit looks like. This is called Beautiful Blues, and this is not Paper Pumpkin. This is just their kits that they sell. You don't have to have a subscription for the kits like these, but this makes 9 cards, and they actually are so pretty. I love blue. So these are the 3 cards. So it comes with the printed cards back here. So all of these are pre-printed cards. And then you punch all these out and stick them on, and then you stamp all the labels. It comes with the stamp set and a little ink. Comes with a little block. Even has little blue rhinestones in it. And here's a little stamp set. It says, wishing you comfort, you're in my thoughts, and sending love, and this pretty leaf here. And the little Night of Navy ink spot, and then all the parts and pieces that you need to make the cards. So it's a very pretty kit for quick and easy. All right, now I am done. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. See it, learn it, stamp it.